Welcome to another episode of The Latest with Maya. Today, I am very excited to have a conversation with the band Summerdrive. Thank you guys so much for being on my show. I've been so excited to talk with you.
Thank you, Maya.
It's the ultimate pleasure to be here.
Um, so let's get started. I love all of your music. Where do you find inspiration for your songs?
I'll start this one off. In the context of the band, we all kind of go. We're all a band, obviously. We're all individuals, and I think whenever we write a song or have an idea, or it could be whether for the music itself or like the videos we make, whatever it is, I think we find it healthiest and most genuine to pull from things that actually happen to us. And there's sometimes that you do hit a wall and you have to fabricate maybe or use your imagination for to fill in gaps of what's happened to you. You know, if you're writing a song about breakup, about the best day of your life, whatever it is. But I think to answer your question, I think the inspiration really does come from real things that happen to us, and you get I wouldn't use the word lucky, but you find the people that have gone through those same things, and you latch on and gravitate to them, and they gravitate to you, and that's a perfect world right there.
Yeah. And Tim and I talked about this yesterday, that we've been in projects in the past where not everyone has aligned their musical tastes. Yeah. So I think we're really lucky that we all like similar music, and we all know and love the music that we're releasing is like exactly how we want it to be. So
and I think when you first start a band, there's like an invisible wall of like I don't want to say embarrassment, but like of nervousness, embarrassment that you don't want to talk about something so personal in front of your friend. Yeah. But it's unbelievable because I mean, for us, we've matured so much together and as individuals that like I almost get excited to share my such personal experiences to them, and I find they help me and I help them with the writing and sort of chiseling out what the general idea and something maybe a bit more focused.
And those tend to be the songs that people connect with the most.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah. I get kind of being uncomfortable with wondering if like it's too personal or not, because I've always loved writing lyrics, and I like show them to a friend of mine and who's a musician, and some of them I'm like really uncomfortable to share with her. But then it's like I kind of tell her the backstory, and she's just such a good friend of mine that it's like totally comfortable.
It's a real rinse and repeat process where like, you know, you show your friend your first song and you're really, really nervous and you know, like I said, mildly embarrassed, or like, you know, there's so many feelings there. And then the more you do it and the more you trust who you're with, I think it becomes a lot easier.
Yeah. I found it too. Good for you, Maya, for sharing your lyrics with your friend, because I know, like, as being kind of a newer member of this band, it's taken a lot for me to do that. I know it takes like a lot of bravery to bring someone in. It's also been very healing and cathartic, I think, like the experience of sharing it with other people. And then just to see other people connecting with it is like, you know, so huge.
Dude, I was going to say, not to speak for you at all, but like, I feel like my relationship with you is I hear your lyrics and they rock me to my core. Like, I get so like thrilled from your lyrics that it makes, I'm assuming it would make the process easier for you or for anyone to not only share the lyrics, but then see that your bandmates are like,
I get this.
I'm in love with this.
It really validates it.
Oh, it's amazing. Even beyond like being in a band, we've talked about how grateful we are as friends, that we're never the type to like tear people down. We're very open. We're like, we want you to share. We're here for you as friends, kind of thing. Yeah. I know there are people out there where it's like not the case.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful.
100%.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah. Is there a song that you are currently obsessed with?
By us or by others?
I mean either one.
Ooh, I think I just came out of being obsessed with two. I'll say two. I'll say one that's in-house and one that's out in the world. I just came out of being obsessed with a song called. I'm a huge Killers fan. That anyone who knows me knows that. I just came out of being obsessed with their song "Your Side of Town." It's one of their newer singles, and it's very like '80s Depeche Mode, sort of like Pet Shop Boys meets like a bit more like modern production and everything. So that was cool. But in house, Tim has a song called "All Over Again" that I'd say is my like the one that oh my god, I just played it all day every day, and waiting for us to kind of finish it off. You know. What about you guys?
Cool.
I'd say on my end, outside of the band, I've been listening to a lot of Boy Genius. They have a song called "Strong Enough" that I keep listening.
Have you really?
I love the chorus of
know
that
that.
song. Yeah, I keep listening. I have a habit of finding part of the song I love, and I will just repeat it over and over again because I'm obsessed with it. So yeah, that's what I've been listening to a lot lately. And then in-house, I've been live. We're on tour right now. The song called "Start Over Again" that I've been just digging live. But yeah, I think that's me right now.
Dude, "Start Over Again" is my current favorite
Yeah,
Summerdrive song. Still getting used to that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it's obsessed, but I'm seeing Vampire Weekend in June, and I've been listening to their new album quite a bit from front to back. I'm really enjoying it.
I've yet to do it, but everything I've heard, I was like, oh wow, I really like this.
Yeah, really creative production, like really good songs.
Yeah.
And in house, we've been told recently, I forget by who, but they're like, be careful how many ballads you release.
Oh yeah, I know, but we're writing
I was
good.
like, we have so many pretty ballads.
We're really on
We gotta go.
we're on a ballad streak right now.
Yeah. So, Ballad band.
Yeah.
Can I tell you guys something really quick on camera? But I mean, I would, I'd say it to you off camera. You guys look so cool right now.
Oh,
Like both you guys look really cool.
you too, buddy.
Oh man.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm obsessed with Vampire Weekends.
Yeah.
Their last album is really good.
Yeah.
Do you like Phoenix at all?
Sorry, which one is that?
Phoenix does like there's a song. They have a song called 1901. They have a song called Listomania, Lasso.
Yeah.
You ever man? I'd have to sing like the bass line in 1901. But then it has the chorus goes bam, 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 bam. It's 20 seconds to the last call.
I'm sure if you heard the song, you'd be like, oh, I know these guys.
Yeah, well, anyway,
Yeah.
Ezra was on their recent record from Vampire Weekend, and he was featured on a great song. And yeah, we right now on tour, we're covering one of Phoenix's songs every night. It's called Listomania. It's a really good song.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, their name sounds really familiar. So I'm
They're an indie rock giant. There's no doubt in my mind you've heard their music.
yeah, I think I have. I don't remember any of them right now, but I'm gonna look them up after.
Definitely.
So yeah. So is there an artist or song that you consider to be the gold standard when it comes to songwriting and storytelling?
Oh,
man,
yeah.
that's such a good question.
That's such a good question. I mean, again,
Yeah.
these guys are sick of hearing it, but I'm obsessed with the Killers and everything they've done and doing and everything. And I think the Killers successfully nailed all of what you just mentioned between songwriting, storytelling, and just general theme on their sophomore record, Sam's Town. For me, that is like the gold standard. Bruce Springsteen's Born to Run is the gold standard. And then also the Killers two records ago, Imploding the Mirage has met gold standard to me. And like, something, for years I cursed the name of the 1975 because I think I was being a small person and I was jealous. But now I love them. It's Tim's favorite band, and their most recent record, I was gonna say, is also something I've been wearing it out, and then they nailed it. It is so good. Being funny in a foreign language. Those are some of mine. But Killer Sam's Town, that does it.
Oh, cool.
What about you guys?
Yeah.
I'd say Jake nailed it for me. 1975 are a gold standard for me for sure.
Is their debut? Is that it?
I love their debut album. It's just like the perfect amount of like angst and like it just rocks really hard to me. But their newest album's really great too. Yeah, huge inspiration. I'm in love with it.
Yeah. I think I would just include Coldplay for myself.
Oh,
Yeah, it was.
I love Coldplay. I always have. And then
What's your favorite Coldplay record these days? Like right now, not of all time.
I
Is
think
it Rush of Blood?
but I kind of been loving People of Theater.
Dude, it's a good record, really good record.
But I think what all these bands kind of have in common is they're like arena playing, like festival headlining. It's kind of in addition to the songwriting and performing aspect, like a place to aspire to. It's like I want to see ourselves at that spot, headlining a festival
And
playing an arena.
beyond that, too, they're a really good through line to all those. I mean, they're some of the biggest names in music ever, but in our genre, they're the biggest. And like a huge through line with those three bands is just like, I'd say, quality of writing. Like, there's a lot of bands out there that like I think take the easy way out, try to like just write a catchy hook, which we're guilty of ourselves. But I think when you can find a genuine pocket of writing and write not only for yourselves, but like people, and one more thing to add to it is like if you care as much about the music as you do the lyrics, everything kind of meets up. That's something I see with the bands we just mentioned, is that everything counts, everything matters, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So what is the biggest challenge in creating content for your social media?
Doing
it. Yeah. And do you ever feel pressure to create?
Absolutely. You know, it's this is actually a very hot topic for us. I'll say a couple things. First and foremost, personally, we used to hate making the content because we didn't have a voice, we didn't know what to do. But now it's not. I like making it.
Yeah.
I hate posting it. It's such a weird mental block. We'll make a funny video or something, or like a cool video, whatever it is, and I just like that was great. Like the airport one, so funny, and I just haven't posted it.
Oh, really?
Nope, not once.
Man,
it's on my phone, and I just haven't posted it.
Do it.
I know. And then like the other challenge is that like finding the time to kind of balance making all that content while wanting to kind of pay attention to what's important, the music and the shows and everything. So it's a weird balance, but what I'm proud of us for is that we're in a comfortable spot now. I think we just got to like kind of mass produce that comfort now, which is very weird to say.
It's a love-hate relationship because like we know that so much can come from it. Like, you know, clearly there's many examples of a band or an artist blowing up the song or video that they made, and we're aware of that, but it's just like the consistency gets to you, like the quantity of how much you have to post per day, every day.
It's a strange world because we all grew up when we started our first bands ever. Like Instagram was the predominant social media app, and like I feel as though it was used as an extension of the band. Like, oh, I like this band, I want to go to their socials and just see what they're up to every now and then. And now the script is flipped, where it's like you have to basically make a presence on social media for people to then go check out your music, which is not really how I prefer to live. But what am I going to do? Change the entire world's opinion? I don't think so. I don't have that pull yet.
Yeah. But luckily, I think we have the ability to like pivot in any way we need to. Whatever way the industry goes, like we're happy to go with it.
I think what's brought us the ultimate health in that department, at least right now, is just learn. At least I'll speak for myself, but I'm assuming this is applicable to all of us. Just doing it for yourself and not making content in the hopes that others will enjoy it. Because then, let's say I make a video that I'm like, wow, the Maya's gonna love this video. She's, oh my god, and put my expectations so high to a specific audience. When I post it and it gets 200 views, I'm left with a broken heart. Where like I feel like if I just make it for us and I make videos for fun and I throw it out there, at least I had a good time doing it.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're at that point. Like, it's taken a while to get there, but we're enjoying a lot what we're making.
Yeah, a lot of times we'll just like come up with an idea on the spot and be like, let's just do it.
And
that like lack of putting pressure on it has really helped us just kind of integrate it into our lives rather than like making it the focal point.
It's so strange though. So the conversation we had the other day was, and this is gonna come off like a bit cocky, but it's not. We were just like, we're so funny, like at least in the context of us, like we were like, we make each other laugh so much, and we like day to day just like fall into these like trances of making like little skits amongst ourselves. And I was saying to Tim, I was like, man, if we could just like find the groove to just film all these, I was like, I feel like people would find this funny too, but we just can't. It just takes you out of the moment, you know? Because then I gotta say, man, this is so funny. You know what, Tim? Take out your phone, let's film this. And it just becomes a little less genuine, but I feel like we'll find a way to do it.
Definitely. We're definitely inching closer.
We are inching closer. Because even the airport thing is like, that's a great example of like, this is so funny. You know, let's just film it if it's, I think that what else helps, like, if it sucks, then whatever. We don't even have to do anything with it. But, you know, but if we film it, we do it right. This is awesome. You know.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, I know when I'm filming something for TikTok or any of my social media channels, there are days when it just takes me several takes to get it right. Um, do you have a funny story about one of your outtakes that would make it on your blooper reel?
Great question.
That's a good question.
I feel like there's a lot of things that we.
Sorry, the one we just posted, it was like basically was a.
Oh, it was a blooper reel.
Where you touched
Yeah,
the
yeah.
bottom.
And I was like, man, you have a stroke? What happened? You're all right?
That's kind of when we were saying, like, it just happened. We happened to get it on film. Like, we didn't go into it with the intention of like, let's, fake this or skip this.
Yeah.
There was a moment during a show that we just caught on camera.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was just so funny. I tried to get Jake. I spoke into the mic and I was like, "Can someone get my friend's water?"
Yeah.
Jake was dying.
So I had asked. I was like, I was singing a song that's pretty high in my register, and I was like, I'm pretty candid during our shows. I was like, man, I could use some water, and like I was like, playing around my guitar. And so Matt, being the good friend he is, leans into his mic. He goes, "Can someone get my friend Jake some water?" And like before he could even finish the word water, I was like, "Yes, today," and just totally interrupted him. And like in the context of the video, it's like when you watch it, it's something that's so funny. And I just so happened to have set up my phone to film during that show. But we're hoping to get more like kind of like natural moments like that.
Yeah.
But I went through an era about like 2 or 3 months ago where I was watching my friends' animals, dog and a cat, and I was making a song every day that I was there and posting it. It was about a minute and a half a song. And it was a really cool exercise because every song hadn't been written before; it was all brand new. And you mentioned the outtakes, and I think like that's one that if anyone saw the outtakes, they would laugh because the way I wanted to make the videos was I actually sang it and did it. Like all the music was pre-done, pre-recorded, but I made it that day, and then I would sing it live. So like sometimes like I would allot myself maybe 20 seconds of an intro to say, "Hi, I'm Jake, and I'm watching blah, 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 and I'm going to sing the song today," and I would like mess it up. Like some of them were harder than others. There'd be like some where I'm like, "Hi, I'm Jake, and I'd be like, God damn it!" Like, and I'd walk away, and there's like so much footage of me. "Hey, I'm Jake. What's up?" But I tried to just make it feel natural, and for the most part, it did. But there were like 2 of the songs where I was like, "I'm not gonna get this right."
Let's delete that.
Dude, no, I deleted them. They're
No.
gone. They're gone. They're
Yeah,
gone.
blooper reel
The
coming out
outtakes
next
are
time.
gone.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, now you guys should just keep all the
Yeah,
just in
pictures
case.
and-
I think no one, it takes a while. I feel like, or it's happened a few times, but I feel like when you place it, like for you during that show, I placed that camera, you didn't even know it was there.
Yeah.
So you're your natural self. I wish we could place a camera in the van and have us not know, because I think if half the stuff we said in the van was recorded, it would be gold.
Yeah.
Like, it's so funny.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. So who has had the biggest impact on the person you have become?
Wow. The person that what?
Oh, it's a big question.
I hate to keep going first, but I know this. I know this stuff about my life. All right. I love my dad. He's really now being at the time of my life that I am now, and the way my vernacular, the way I treat people, outgoingness and kindness. I think it all stems from him mainly. And that's not. I love my mom too, but like my dad and I really get down. But then outside of my father, there's like different figures I feel like come into your life at different times. But beyond my father, Brandon Flowers, singer of the Killers, when I started to get into them, I changed everything. I changed my look, not like I am who I am, but like I changed the way I dressed. I changed the way I cut my hair. I changed the way I looked at certain situations in the world and the way I look at people. It was insane. It was a total like kind of like overhaul of who I was, and I loved who I had become. So like, and since then it's only grown. So I have him to thank, and those are probably the 2 main ones I can think of. And now I'm in a beautiful time in my life. My brother and I didn't get along very well growing up, and now we're like best friends. And it took a long time. And I'd say he's a resource. And not to gas these guys up, but I'd say I lucked out with friends. I think a lot of people go through life kind of jaded and lost with like not great friends and people that maybe don't care about them or have their best interest in mind. and I kind of hit the lottery that I've always had very structurally sound friends. You know.
Yeah, I think instead of like pointing to specific people, I feel like I've just had like certain influences come, whether it's like podcasts I've listened to or books I've read or like these things that have shaped me that I've like latched onto and have kind of, informed who I am as a person. There's also like conversations I've had like with Jake where like we had a conversation and it was like, this is what you're supposed to be doing. It's like, oh, it's so obvious now. I can think about my drum teacher growing up was like, this is the thing that you're best at. It's like, oh, wow, I should really like devote time to this. Like, obviously there's things that my parents have said or friends, but as opposed to like, this is the North Star. Oh no. Keep it going. You want to move to the bed?
We could have. My phone just overheating. But
yeah. Can we move this for a second, Maya?
Sorry, what?
We're gonna move this into our van to get it a long started.
Yeah.
Matt has never been inspired by someone ever. He's always been this person.
You know what, Matt? That's a really good question. That's a really good answer, Matt. Like, cause it's hard to pick one. I mean, I'm at a time in my life where I'm definitely looking at my upbringing and my parents, and I see the qualities that they both instilled in me. Like, my mom is super funny. My dad is really empathetic. And I give them credit for like, instilling that in me. But I've had so many people along the road who I remember things that they said and I don't know why, and it really helped me. And to Jake's point, like, since I've been in this band, like, I am really impressed with them and how they carry themselves. And I don't think I've had such an uptick in like quality of mental health since I've been in this band, because it challenges me in a lot of really, really great ways. So yeah, there's lessons and mentors everywhere. It's awesome.
Yeah, Matt. I've known Matt my entire life. We've been neighbors since we were like 6. And I'm gonna give a shout out on the outside into your life to your brothers. I feel like Matt has one of the healthiest sibling relationships I've ever seen, and they're really good guys. And I guess even outside of them to Matt, I grew up with them as well, and they're really good people. And I think a lot of my early internet days and jokes stem from Matt's older brother, and they're good, influential guys, good people.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. So if you had a warning label, what would yours say?
A warning label. I would say my warning label would be like too outspoken. We'll make you we'll put you on the spot.
Yeah. We'll fall asleep at any moment.
Great question.
Yeah, these are wonderful. I might need some time to think about mine. I might need a day or two. Yeah.
Damn, Tim, I don't know if you come with a lot of warnings.
Yeah. Mine would say it might take a year for you to see a warning.
Yeah. or
not saying, yeah, because I definitely have them. Everyone's got a little bit of baggage, but
warning won't tell you about the warning signs.
Yes,
yeah,
that's a good one.
Oh, I love those. I think those are great.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So do you have a special songwriting process or any rituals that help get you in the right headspace to write?
I actually do. It's a great question. I was gonna come out swinging and say that that I go in and out of different forms of songwriting, which is true. Like sometimes I'll start on the piano or guitar, or I'll have a lyric that inspires me. But I think no matter what, that's the consistent thing for me specifically is I will sit at my computer with a song in mind that I'm ready to start like writing, and I'll say I'm not allowed to start writing until I have a title that's mature and cool. Even if it's not the final title, I need to have a title that is serious. I used to be in the room and I used to say, oh, look at that Yankee Candle over there. I guess I'll name the song Yankee Candle. And there's no inspiration behind that. And I'd go back and we had a song called Dumpy Idiot in the early days. That's a fact. It wasn't the real song name, but you make a project file, you don't care. I don't like that at all. I think it needs to be serious, at least, or like, you need to be serious from the get-go.
Yeah, it's a good title to even inspire the lyrics.
No doubt. the original title for Sunkissed Dreamland, at least the project file, was "I can't live forever and I can't imagine trying."
Oh wow, I never knew that.
And then that lyric made its way into "Moment of Glory," which hasn't been released yet. There's "Would you run with bulls in a moment of glory?" Some sort of fantastic call to send it over to me. And "No, you can't live forever and I can't imagine trying." It's crazy how like titles and lyrics hop from song to song, but they go to the songs they're meant to be in. And that song is a song that hasn't been released. That I started struggling with like the idea of my parents' mortality, and it really freaks me out. And I figured that lyric made most sense there, where it's like, I can't, you can't live forever, and I can't imagine trying. So that the difficulties of life and living kind of tied all into that. They've had so many. Each one of my parents have struggled so much. So to tie that in with what your question is, a good title can influence an entire song. You can use it for something else, and I think it's really important to take it seriously.
Yeah.
What about you, Tim?
I'd say like that's since I've been in the band, that's one thing I've really learned is like coming up with a title first is really like that can really help things along. Another way that I find is a good way to write and usually draw some inspiration from it is like starting with a musical idea first and then kind of mumbling over that. And then usually from that, I'll get like a lyric. And if I don't have a lyric, I remember someone shared with me really good advice when you have a piece of music, but you're not sure what to write about, is asking yourself, what's the most vulnerable thing I could say right now? And usually that will bring up something, some emotion within me, something I'm dealing with, something I'm going through.
That's sort of stewing.
Something that's stewing that needs to be said, because it can be quite like cathartic and such a release to get that out. So from a lyrical standpoint, that really helps me.
Oh, cool.
And a nice side note to all of that is our most recent single, "Thinking of Me, Thinking of You." It's like a sort of a ballad. And I got into like a little songwriting sort of, not a rut, but like I just like sometimes, it's just the water doesn't run clean. And I started listening to yoga music, like royalty-free yoga music. That is just a bunch of like gentle, spacey synths and like ambient sounds. But within that, it's just essentially like synths that with chord progressions. Like within that, I was finding melodies, and I found myself driving to these like just like really elongated, dramatic synth like yoga songs, and that was the starting point to the last song. And I found that was really helpful. It might be a method that I implement in the future too.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, that's so cool. So, is there a song that whenever you hear it makes you emotional?
Yeah. You guys have one?
A song of ours or
I think general, yeah.
general?
Yeah.
Not to go back to like Boy Genius, Phoebe Bridgers sometimes really gets me. There's a song by hers called Funeral that when I listen to it by myself in the car, I can't help but tear up in certain moments. Just her voice and the story behind the song really gets me.
Yeah. I'd say for me, Thunder Road, Bruce Springsteen has always got me. That same thing when I'm by myself. But then also, shout out to you, Tim. Fire and Rain. Oh my God, Fire and Rain, James Taylor.
Oh yeah.
Whenever I listen to that, when I listen to that on my own, it's brutal, man. It's such a yeah. There's a lot.
Yeah. I think this song "Forever" by the Beach Boys, one of my favorites.
I never heard that.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song.
I'm not like I love the Beach Boys, but I've yet to like dive in. So I got to take this.
I got it.
And then I feel there's a lot of like songs that you listen to and it just brings you back to a moment, and then that's what makes you emotional through it. Where it might not be like even one of your favorite artists, but like this song was playing when you kissed that girl in the car that one time. It's like, wow, I'm back there now.
There's definitely, I know there are a ton that are missing right now.
Yeah.
Because I know that I have a structured list where the song comes on. I'm like, oh man, stuff,
Yeah, and randomly for me, movie scores. Like if I really do want to feel something, I'm like, my intent is to listen to something and feel something. I'll just listen to movie score.
I'm a huge choked up movie guy. Like, dude, you know what's funny? I know it's coming, but even when I was in the front seat and you guys were watching Flick in the back, I was like,
dude, yes.
I was like, it does. It's up and beyond that. Like, there's so many movies and songs, like just art that like kind of like will like get to me, and like I won't be like sobbing, but like it's so obvious to me, and I like knowing my body that I'm like upset or like it's being felt, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely have those songs that I just whenever I hear them just make me sob.
Yeah.
Oh my, yeah, totally.
Yeah, I would say even like there's a song off the Killer's most recent record called Pressure Machine. That one kind of gives me a sense of longing for my like childhood and stuff. There's a line in there that there's so many lines in there that are really great, but one of them is you've had that treadmill now for months. I think you might have used it once, and it reminds me of my mom because my mom would say like my mom would go and buy a treadmill or a workout bike. She said, "That's it, baby. I'm doing it every day," and I swear to God, I think she might have used it once. And there's just stuff like that that are really it reminds me of my day in the life, you know.
Yeah, you can tell that's like a really personal one.
Yeah. There's even a line about mowing the grass in that song, and my dad mowed the grass every weekend growing up. It's his favorite thing. He'd be out there shirtless, oiled up, and I swear, man, just fully oiled up, and he'd just be going around listening to like Dion. Yeah, and I'd be walking to like my car or my bike, whatever age I was, and he would look at me and go.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he loved it, dude. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. Um, so I am pop culture obsessed, and I go in stages of shows that I just cannot stop watching. Is there a show that you are currently obsessed with?
Obsessed, not. I'm in a bit of an interesting place. I'm kind of bouncing around a couple shows that I'm trying on for size. Like right now I'm doing 30 Rock, I'm doing Blacklist, and I'm doing what was the other one? There's one more I'm trying out for size. And it's just because I'm like sort of I haven't gravitated to any like new. I haven't had my thing right now. There are shows that I like they like define me, but I don't have any new ones as of late.
Yeah. I love the show Breaking Bad, and it took me a while to get around to Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
And it's funny that I only have like whenever I travel, that's the only time I'll watch it. So if I'm on a plane, I'll download like 10 episodes.
Oh, it's
Nice.
Yeah. So that's mine right now.
nice little tradition.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for another season of The Last of Us. Like I love like zombie horror kind of stuff. So that definitely spoke to me. I can't wait for season 2.
Oh, cool. Do you have a go-to comfort show or movie?
A comfort show?
Yeah.
I think like there's some classic ones like The Office or How I Met Your Mother,
Yeah.
where it's like very feel good, like you want to watch it before bed, it just puts you in a good mood, feel safe.
Mine are definitely. Excuse me, I don't mean to yawn. Mine are definitely. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That's like one that if I'm just hanging out, I'll throw that on. Arrested Development. Curve. I mean, Curb Your Enthusiasm is I think a through line between us.
Yeah.
That we love a lot. But yeah, I'll throw that on a lot. You're so right. Oh my god. But then like in terms of serious shows, you know what's funny? Matt and I were talking about it recently. One of the recent ones that is new to us that we loved was Dexter.
Great show.
Dexter was great, man. Really enjoyed it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, How I Met Your Mother and Arrested Development are two of my favorite shows.
Yeah, they're so good. We love those shows.
Yeah. I feel like I have a whole list that I just rotate between. Whenever I just like need to space out, and just like escape into a new world, or a different world. And one of my favorites that I've always loved, but I've recently, like in the past couple months, gone back and rewatched it, and now I just have it on all the time, is the show White Collar.
White Collar.
I've heard good things.
I haven't watched.
Yeah.
We actually just the other night we take shifts driving the van from city to city for these shows on tour. and it was like 2 to 6 a.m. That was my shift, just the graveyard shift, middle of the night. And then I had watched a movie, and I was like, I don't really want to watch another one. Which I put on. I just found myself throwing on 2 episodes of How I Met Your Mother in the middle of the night.
Really?
Yeah. So I'll go back to that every once in a while when you just, like you said, want to space out and have some comfort.
A recent comedy that I loved, and it's not what you think. I always took it at face value, and I was wrong for that. Is The League? Have you guys watched it?
No.
You're talking about,
Dude, it's so funny, and like it's like basically a comedy with fantasy football thrown in. Like, 'cause I'm not like a fantasy football guy. So funny.
Nice.
It's I the whole time I was like, I don't want to watch something about like just like a couple bros doing like. I swear, dude, nothing like that. So worth every second
I
watching
gotta figure it out more.
It was so funny, dude.
Same.
Great character development.
Yeah.
Really good.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Yeah, I love those shows that have great character development. Like there's yeah, definitely. There's I don't know, there's 2 shows that I can think of that just like I like they had characters that at first you didn't really like, and then like they show that them evolving. There's this one show that I called Love Victor that I was obsessed with, and there was this one character that at the beginning I did not like. And then I think it was by like season 2 or something, he was one of my favorite characters.
Yeah,
That's the best.
one of the best shows for character development in terms of the character's character or the way their morals are placed is Schitt's Creek. I mean, Schitt's Creek is like they're obviously funny the whole time because we're watching them from different perspectives. Like, as an audience, you're laughing at whatever hijinks they're in, but as characters, for them to start as like these rich snobs in a small town, not loving the way people live, and then as the seasons progress, just them like realizing that they were wrong and that they should treat people better. I remember in that show specifically the character Alexis has an amazing character arc. It's worth a watch if you haven't watched it.
Yeah, I've seen I don't know, I've watched I don't think I didn't see the last season, so I need to go back
tie a
and
bow on
watch
it.
But I really liked that show.
I have a really random question for you.
Yes.
Have you ever, and if you have, when's the last time, sucked helium from a balloon?
I have not.
You've never done it.
No.
Maybe one day. Maybe,
Yeah.
It was gonna be one of our skits the other night backstage. Jake found a helium machine, and then if you go suck it,
yeah.
So we wanted to make some funny
Apparently,
videos.
isn't that bad for you? People,
Seems like it would be.
it's just not in abundance. You don't want to.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't want to be sucking helium all day.
Don't do it regularly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll I have to try that one day. So what small things bring you joy on a daily basis?
That's question. What was the question? What small things bring you joy on a daily basis?
Oh,
I think
Caffeine for these things.
I usually find that at the end of the day, if I've talked to like a couple friends or loved ones, like hopped on a phone call with my brother, or like reached out to someone, that's always a nice thing that makes me happy. Jake's right, caffeine. I love a cup of coffee.
I think eating something really delicious.
Yeah.
That like really knocks me off my socks. These guys, it's never a fake reaction or whatever, but these guys always see me in my reactions when I eat something delicious. And then I'd say, what did we talk about when we were talking about making your bed? That is a small way to. What was you put it in a really good way? That it was like it's something that it's like one. Oh, it's like
positive thing.
but you phrased it well, where it was like a
chain reaction kind of thing.
No, it was like if there's nothing you did even if you didn't complete anything all day, this is the one thing you completed. But there was a word for it that you used.
I wonder what it was.
Well, anyway, a long story short is to feel. I think what makes my day good is to feel accomplished somewhere. Where like
I agree.
whether I wrote a good song or the show was good, or honestly like today's a victory of a day just because we had an amazing morning. And like I think as long as there's a moment in my day that I'm really just thrilled and that I've accomplished something, that gets me through the day.
That's good. I'd say like I love a fun drink, like Matt said, something caffeinated. Talking to somebody and like connecting with them, even if it's like getting honest on some level about how you're doing, is something that it's something I've had to get used to, but it really makes a difference in my day. And like to Jake's point, like at the end of the day, like taking note of what went well today, what I did well, maybe what could be done better tomorrow, like all that stuff is like really good habits.
I think ranging from like 2020 to early like late 2019, early 2020 to like or late 2022 to even now. I was kind of I had a couple of years there where I was pretty hard on myself and like I was thinking of myself in sort of ways of maybe how other people were viewing me. Like whether it was like evil or like like maybe the bad guy at certain times. All that said, to wrap it up into this is that I think day to day I've been trying to like treat myself better, and so I'll try to find a moment during the day to like kind of not
Affirmations.
yeah but it's sort of like it's sort of like just to find a moment to remind myself that you're not such a bad dude, or you're doing the right thing, or you did a good job on that song. So maybe a moment in my day to remind myself that I'm on a good path.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah. So I just have one more question for you guys. So I love inspiring and motivational quotes, and this week my favorite quotation is by Josh Shipp. And it says, "You either get bitter or you get better. It's that simple. You either take what has been dealt to you and allow it to make you a better person, or you allow it to tear you down. The choice does not belong to fate, it belongs to you." Is there a quotation that has inspired you lately?
Oh goodness. There's a lot of lyrics I love.
It's a beautiful quote, by the way.
Yeah,
that is
Yeah.
I like that you either get bitter or you get better. That's great.
Yeah. It's so good.
That is
man.
good.
Yeah.
Give me a moment on this one.
So I gotta write down quotes as I see them. I feel like I see quotes regularly, and I'm like, oh, that connects with me. That was beautiful.
You know what's funny is that I almost want to like say one of my own lyrics. I feel like these are things that I've been really enjoying in my life too. Like give me a moment.
I'll go like for instance, like as long as like what Matt was saying, as long as it connects with me, like and it makes sense to me, and that's like super important. Our last tour we are on, we all got tattoos for the first time. And it was the first time I got something tattooed on me that I need to hear every day, and it says it's not about you. Because sometimes I can get really wrapped up in myself and forget that like, we're all here and we're all human. So like that's a reminder. Probably should have got it tattooed in a place more visible, but when my shirt's up, I can kind of get it on my rib cage. Yeah, I'd say that's like something I wanted to get tattooed for a while, just to remind myself to kind of get outside myself, because I can get really wrapped up inside. So
Yeah.
I forget it exactly, but I think Tim Ferriss said it, where it was like, you're the average of the people you surround, like the 5 people you surround yourself with most. And not to say like you're the most basic, it's like take everyone and divide it by 5, and that like you want to surround yourself with the best people possible. Essentially, that I feel like whether it's my brother that I've given him advice in the past, or like other people I'm close with, if you're hanging out with bad influences or people that tear you down or all of this, like it's gonna make an impact on you over the course of your life. So I feel so lucky that my closest friends and my family are all very good influences, and they're all driven people, and they're all kind, and they're all compassionate. So I think just basically choose your friends wisely, kind of thing. Surround yourself with the best people possible.
Yeah.
And mine's gonna be a mixture of like what you asked for, and also not to be conceited, it's gonna be one of my recent songs that I've been enjoying that I think has been therapeutic for me. For like inspirations, I mean, I could go through the whole Killers or Springsteen discography, and I'm sure I could find a million things that are applicable. I've really been enjoying. Well, I've always enjoyed. I think earlier in my life, and it's now that I'm thinking about it, it might be a mean quote, but it's not supposed to be. Is the last lyric of Thunder Road before it goes in this huge musical break? Is it's a town full of losers. We're pulling out of here to win. And for a long time in my small town, I kind of felt like that like there were a lot of people who didn't understand my vision and what I wanted in life. So it felt like a town full of losers, and then I wanted to leave and pull out of the win. Not to call people losers, but it was just like it felt like it gave me that feeling of wanting to break out and do something. That's something I've come back to a lot. But I recently kind of went through a rough time with in my personal life, and I wrote this song called oh my god, why am I forgetting the name of it? That's sad. No, how to because it's more lyric based. What was the song? Oh my god. How to come on? You called it like
Oh,
how to waste time.
yeah.
How to waste time. It's very fresh. That's why I'm not. But me and Tim actually like a lot, one of the lyrics in it a lot. It's oh yeah, you're wasting your life for minimum wage and you don't want to know it. And for that, I feel like with the band and like whether it's been in the past, present, or even the future, you kind of like work your way up. Either it's a real job or just a daily thing. You kind of work these like menial tasks to just get through to the bigger picture, and that's kind of that's been speaking to me a lot lately because we all have like jobs and gigs outside of the band, and they all feel like pointless. I'm sure I don't know if I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Okay, piggyback on what Jake's saying a little bit. I think especially getting older, I feel like we're kind of in a time of life where you talk to someone and I just want to make sure they're happy doing what they're doing. I feel like a lot of people just kind of fall into a job or a position in life, whatever it is, and it doesn't matter what you're doing. You could love accounting, you could love nursing, you could love this. I know that we're grateful we have the band, but as long as you're happy doing what you're doing, that's the main thing.
But yeah, that'll be one of mine right now. Is you're wasting your life for minimum wage, you don't want to know it. Just like kind of falling into something that you really don't want to be doing,
Yeah. Oh, I love those. Yeah.
Yeah, if you gave me 20 minutes and a head start, I'll get you some good Killers lyrics that'll blow your mind.
I guess I'll write down these quotes.
Oh yeah,
I liked your guys' quotes.
thank you. I like your guys' quotes.
I like your guys' quotes.
Yeah.
I love all of your quotes.
Thanks, Maya.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was my final question. I
Wait,
have
Maya, can I add one more? Because I want to give one more
Yeah.
shout out to Tim here. Because this is true. I'm actually just combing through. I told you Tim has a song called All Over Again that I'm excited about. And it was, again, same time in my life in the last couple months where I was feeling very, very at odds in my personal life. And I love, it's one of the lyrics that I thought I was right, but I was so in the wrong. I tried to defend it, but I see that you're lost and it's breaking your heart. And that whole line of lyrics was pretty wild to me. It's so unbelievable. Because I find myself, like if I'm feeling attacked or like I'm going at it with not like arguing, but like I'm kind of at odds with a friend or a loved one. I try to defend my point of view, and it's exactly the way you articulate it, and I see that they're not getting it, and that it's making them kind of more hurt than it being helpful. And so that's a really beautiful set of lyrics that has touched me recently.
Thanks, buddy.
It's great. It's the best. It's such a good lyric. Oh god, it's so good.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah. Well, I have just had the best time talking with you guys.
Same here,
Yeah,
man.
thank you for having us on.
I feel like I've met a celebrity here. It's just unbelievable. I can't believe it.
They're also very fun questions.
Yeah, really nice.
Really, really, really good question.
Thank you.
You don't know how grateful I am not to have not heard. So how'd you come up with the band name?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you. That means a lot. I always try to come up with different questions.
Hey Maya, have you ever been to Mount Rushmore?
I haven't.
Have you seen Mount Rushmore?
Only in movies.
Well, here you go.
We were just there 2 days ago.
There you go. I got
thank
Mount Rushmore
you.
for you right there.
Thank you. well, yeah, now I can cross that off my list. So
We've all been
You
to
can
Mount
say that you've
Rushmore.
seen Mount Rushmore.
yeah. Yeah. So thank you.
This has been lovely.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Yeah, for joining me. It has made my day to talk with you. So thank you.
Likewise.
Us too. Seriously, it's great.
Thank you. Yeah, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Same with
You
you.
too.
Thanks, Maya.
Enjoy.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. And that's a wrap on today's edition of The Latest with Maya.
Woo! Let's go.